Hey, welcome back to Remarkable Regional Business. This is part 2 of my conversation with Jacqui Naunton from White Deer. Following on from part 1, we break down her services even further, the price points, who they're for, how she structured them, and also dive pretty deep into the marketing channels that she's using and how they're going and how she's built audiences on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and how she's building her email list in order to sell her services really successfully. So that's enough from me. Let's dive straight in. Let's break down the different value propositions. And for anyone listening, they will be thinking, oh, do I fit into any of these? Because we have a lot of business owners and teams listening to this podcast. What is each of your offerings? Unpack them a little bit, the value proposition of each of them and who they suit best.
So yeah, the DIY course, it's called DIY Design My Biz. And it's really like someone needs to learn how to design using Canva for their small business. And usually it's a brand new business or a solopreneur. And so they're coming in and they can either, some people come in with a brand already, some people come in with nothing. And I help them choose their business foundations. I help them create a mood board. I help them then create their logo, their color palettes, their fonts, their brand elements, their style guide. And then I help them create all their Canva templates and graphics. And so there's that, and it sits by itself. And then there's the club, and so the Co-Creation Design Club, and that's it's exactly what it is. And that phrase, the co-creation, that came from one of the interviews that I did with people when I was doing the market research phase. And she said it, and I was like, oh, that's the language. That's exactly what I'm trying to share in this program. And so I named it that. And so that program is and I get new businesses in there too that just really don't want to, they really just want support. And like my course comes with support, but some people just want some hand holding. So I have new businesses that come in there. And then I've also got businesses I've got one lady who's similar size to me, maybe a little bit bigger. And she's got 3 people in there. She's got herself, she's got her social media manager, and she's got her VA. And so she's producing YouTubes and podcasts and social media and Facebook ads. And her what she says to her team is they're like, give her a graphic and they're like, oh, can we post this? And she'll say, has it run past Jacqui in the club? And if it hasn't run past me in the club, she gets them to go back and run it past me or Vanessa in the club, and we'll edit the graphic for them. We'll tweak it for them. We'll coach them through it. Sometimes we'll do like a screen recording and say, this is what you're missing in this design or whatnot. So people come into that program either as a business wanting to rebrand, create a brand, and they also get access to the whole DIY course. So they're getting all of the course to work through if they want to. Otherwise, we just kind of coach them manually through it. And we design kind of with them, co-create, great phrase. And so people are coming in with either a brand, a rebrand, or they've already got a brand. Like I'd actually created this lady's brand for her 5 years ago or 3 years ago, and it was amazing, but she was just having trouble applying it. Because so many businesses pay for a designer to do their brand, and that's it. And then the current state of business right now isn't usually, unless you've got really, really great word of mouth, or really great referrals, then you need to do constant marketing. And most marketing channels, apart from radio, need visuals. And so there's all these businesses that got this great brand to begin with, but they're just getting a random person in their team to put together their social media posts or their Facebook ads or their flyers or their magazine ads, whatever it is. And it's falling short. The brand is losing its value and its professionalism because they've got this great brand, but they're just everyday people. They don't know how to use it. And so the club is kind of really great for that, where You'll come in and we'll give you feedback. Some people say, oh, Jacqui, I need to do this Facebook ad, or I need to make this podcast cover, I need to make this magazine ad. Can you help me? And then we'll do it together with them in that program. And so that's really fun. And so that's kind of at the DIY sides.
What does that look like in the club? What's the level of access they get to support? Is it based on hours, timing?
It's whatever the heck they want, and I love it. No one's overstepped what I think is fair yet. And because what I see, I talked to another coach friend and she's like, I have a limit of 1 question a day. And I was like, I don't have that because I'm a business owner. I know how I work. Some days I'm going to ask you 20 questions, then you won't hear from me for a month. But I need that ability to just ask a lot of questions when I'm actually in the mode, in the mood, and in the flow of that. And so pretty much we have what's called a Slack channel, and it's pretty much just a Facebook group, but it's more private. And people come in there and they can just post to Jacqui, here's a Canva design, or help me with this, or here's my brand colors, or here's my logo, whatever it is. And then we'll get back to them. So we'll either do a screen recording, we'll go into their Canva design, edit it for them, and do all these things for them. And so that's on tap. You can ask anytime, we'll get back to you within 48 hours, usually less. And then there's also calls. So every second week I am on calls all Tuesday. I have a call at 10 a.m., a call at 1:30 p.m. and a call at 8 p.m. because I service people all over the world.
Yeah.
So like my Europe friends join at 8 p.m. and my Aussies are late birds. And then my American friends join at 10 o'clock and some at 1:30 if they're a bit late. And we go through designs live. And so usually people will get around, anyone can join those that are in the club. And usually we have like 6 to 8 people join. Yep. And we'll just sit there and we'll together, they'll be like, oh, Jacqui, here's my latest design. Can you help me with it? Or I'm having trouble with this. Can you help me? And they'll share their link and then we'll chat through things and we'll edit. I'll share my screen and we'll design together. It's really that co-creation level. And so this whole time, what happens is they're not just getting really professional designs, they're learning. Yeah. And so some people, like it's a 6-month program, but some people stay on for years. Yeah. Some people leave after the 6 months because they're like, I already know what I'm doing. I don't need any more help. Like you've just coached me and I've learned exactly how to make a really great design and I'm just an everyday person.
Yeah, super cool. So they're the DIY options. What is your done for you?
Done for you is so much easier to explain and it's just a normal come to our studio, scroll through our services and packages, purchase one, fill out the form, have a call with us and we'll design you your brand or we'll design you a social media pack of Canva templates or we'll design your podcast cover and a set of promotional materials. Like it's just very classic kind of packages for businesses.
Nice. That's very straightforward. What about price points? How have you anchored each of your offerings and what are you people talking and looking at there?
Yeah, so I've done the course, obviously the online course, I'm targeting at newer businesses. So that's been a far cheaper model. And so that right now sells at $8.99. But then I also break that down into 8-month payment plan. So you can take like nearly a year to pay it off in a far more affordable manner, which suits small businesses very well. Yeah. And I often run little sales for that. So if you're interested, send me a message and I'll get you a deal.
Ooh.
And that's been, I've always kept that, like that hasn't risen in price in 5 years.
Wow.
Like I've kept that the same, even though we've had inflation and we've had everything kind of happen. I'm like, you know what? I feel really comfortable at this level and I know that people still have trouble with it. And to be honest, I could offer it for free. I won't because it does take stuff from us when you join. But there's a level of, we need to have some pain in it to actually do the course. Like I've been given online courses and I've never touched them because there was nothing, there was no skin in it. And so having that skin in it, I think really helped people to do it. And I was just reading through feedback on that just yesterday and it was really cool to see the impacts that it's having on actual people's businesses all across the world. And so that's there. So that sits at our mid-tier. And then the club is more of the higher ticket, the higher touch, like we're really in it with you. I'm getting to know your exact business. I'm knowing who your target audience is and exactly what you're about and what your story is. And so those businesses, they're around $550 a month for 6 months. Yeah. And again, it's not ridiculous. It's not like I'm paying thousands of dollars a month when I get coaching done. Yeah. And it's more of this, it can be there in the background of your business to support you when you need it. And so some businesses are in there every single day. Some even don't pop in for a whole month or two. Yeah. And then they pop in, they're like, oh, you just saved me hours with that one call. Yeah, and that's already return on investment. And then that graphic then performs and gets them the sales they were wanting to get rather than not, which is less than ideal. And then the studio prices are classic agency prices, $200 to $3,000. Yeah.
Love it. What about the types of businesses that you see engaging in your services? You mentioned they come from all over, but what kind of businesses? And maybe give us some more detail around where.
Where around the world?
Yeah, where around the world and what are these businesses, what kind of businesses are they?
Yeah, so I do attract a lot of women in business and my branding is intentionally that way because I just love working with women in online business, yet I still get some incredible men joining my courses or working with the studio. And even in the club, I've got a great Italian man. He's running a marketing agency and I love having him there. And so I usually attract women, but we've also got a lot of men in there as well. And it's usually it's such a range of businesses. I find a lot of online businesses that are doing a lot of regular promotion online. Like if you're having an online course and you're doing all that promotion, it's very much worth your time because you've got so much output of design. But then we have many businesses that are just like an automotive business or a photographer or there's so many random ones, a naturopath or a physio, and they don't have as higher design needs, but they still like if you're wanting to grow your business and you're wanting to show up on social media, you still need a lot of regular content to get any traction there. And so those kind of businesses are often coming in and they can be anywhere from Australia, New Zealand, and then a lot of my clients are in the US now thanks to my YouTube presence and Canada and the UK and then some really obscure countries, which I really love as well.
Wow. What's the most obscure? Can you think?
UAE, so United Arab Emirates, was an obscure one, but she was a UK lady from that moved over there. Mauritius is another one.
Yeah,
but again, she was a US lady that moved over there, and she now runs like 3 dive centers over in Mauritius, and is this incredible lady.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so many.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about Canva. When you joined and when you started this kind of whole journey, Canva was, I remember, it was like a bit of a disruptor, but it, really, it was seen as maybe a limited tool, something that could be a shortcut but couldn't do everything yet. It has gone off its head. Like Canva is now one of the biggest design tools used by all designers, DIYers across the entire world. It may, I actually don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was the most commonly used design tool. How have you seen Canva change, and did you expect that this would happen and that you would anchor your business to a tool that was to go on to dominate the world?
Yeah. No and yes. Like, I think it made sense. Like, as a graphic designer, when I started my business, it was so great that I could do my own graphics.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I could just open up Photoshop and make me a cool design for my social media.
Yeah.
It felt almost unfair that an everyday business owner had to hire someone like me to do that for them, knowing that it costs so much money. And then if they just want to make a tiny tweak, they have to come back to me and I have to invoice them again. It's like this whole convoluted process that really was quite impractical.
Yeah.
And so the fact that Canva has taken off like it has does not surprise me at all. I think that's probably only grown as I feel like there's definitely more small businesses out there now.
Yeah.
As the online space opens up the ability for that to happen.
Yeah.
And probably COVID, I'm sure, amplified that even more so, of people wanting to work from home and maybe got let off from their jobs and starting all these businesses. And so Canva really fit a hole in the market where you don't have $2,000 to hire a graphic designer to do your brand at the beginning. And so you either hire a real junior designer who's not going to do an incredible job, or you just do it yourself. And like I said, it's not just a brand that you need anymore. It's all of these ongoing graphics, especially like people are always like, oh, social media is so annoying. I hate having to post on Instagram. I'm like, you realize this is free marketing. Like, this is free marketing. Sure, go and pay. I don't even know how much a TV ad is these days.
Lots.
Go and pay $1,000 for a TV ad, or stop complaining, get off your bum and do a post on social media.
Yeah,
and
good.
so the world of marketing has changed so much, and I think Canva has kind of gone in partnership with that, and is one of the reasons that it's taken off. And so, I didn't intend to really get behind Canva, but then I think I became an affiliate and I was like, well, I'm stuck with them now, and now I'm like a Canvassador. It's like a put a little badge on things and do all these things, and it's nice. I get regular emails from other design platforms being like, oh, can we partner with you on YouTube? And I'm like, no, I'm just going to stick with Canva. We're going to keep things simple. And so I really enjoy how it's given people so much ability to do the things. And one of the things I like about it is, obviously, I'm qualified in using Adobe. I went to university for 3 years and got a bachelor degree in graphic design, which is pretty much a degree in Adobe. And I don't even use it anymore. I've literally stopped my subscription with Adobe. My studio team still uses it, but I just use Canva now because that's all that I need as a small business now.
Yep.
And one of the reasons Canva is so great is not just because it's user-friendly, but because it isn't complicated, and you can't do complicated things, so you don't get convoluted and confused about all these fancy pants effects in Photoshop, but they're not going to grow my business. Yeah. And so Canva kind of helps you to stay a little bit more focused. People do kind of play with the effects too much, in my opinion. Yeah. But it has grown so much in the last like every year every time Canva does an update, which I think there's a new one coming soon, I do a giant recap video on YouTube, and they're my best performing videos. I get hundreds of thousands of views on those because there's a whole bunch of new features that come out every time, and they're really helpful. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Like all of the AI, like the background remove is like my favorite one. Yeah, definitely use that multiple times every single day. Wow, it's good. That is very, very cool. Canvassador. I'm not in love with the name, but it doesn't quite roll off the tongue. Anyway, I want to talk to you about building an audience. So you have
you've got email running, you're building an email list, you've got Facebook ads that are attracting new people, you have a podcast, and you do a bunch on YouTube. Can you give me a bit of insight into your journey across building an audience and why, how each of those platforms have gone and kind of where you're sitting at now, but when you choose and what are the factors involved in your choice of being present on one platform or another?
One of them is stubbornness. If I start something, I don't want to let it go again. But so I kind of view it as you've got your top level marketing platforms that are the first touch point with people. So my Facebook ads, YouTube, or a podcast, or I do also like guest masterclasses in people's programs and stuff. That's another really good one that builds trust very quickly. And then from all those places, I then push people to my email list, like sign up for this freebie. And then that way you can get onto my email list and I can then keep promoting to you. So the email list is like a no-brainer for every single business. 100% have an email list because it's not dictated by social media, by algorithms, and you have control over it. And you should be emailing your list at least once a week or minimum every 2 weeks. And that keeps you in people's mind. Backtracking from that with the podcast, YouTube, and Facebook ads. Facebook ads are obviously fabulous because it's very minimal effort for high return as long as you've got the money, which a lot of me at the start and a lot of small businesses that I work with don't always have that capital at the start, although you can even start from like $5 a day and start to build a bit of an audience. And so that's kind of good, and then that kind of fluctuates. But you need to make sure you have a proven, like usually I'm directing people to a freebie or a webinar when I'm doing a Facebook ad, or you could do other things, plenty of other good things. But you need to make sure that's actually a good freebie that people actually want, and that the landing page is converting people. So you can't just fling like hundreds of dollars at something and expect it to work if you haven't proven that it's going to work. Or you have so doing that wisely.
Have you worked out a bit of a sweet spot in terms of budget behind ads, and does that fluctuate throughout the year?
At the moment with my current funnel, I'm keeping it simple and consistent, and I'm just pretty much I'm spending every week the cost of one course purchase. Okay. So I know that as long as I make one course sale that week, I'm not losing money.
So we're talking about $800-900 a week.
Yeah, although on sale it's $700, so $700 a week.
Okay.
$100 a day. Very, very straightforward. Very easy for my numbers brain to kind of be like $100 a day, $100 a day, $100 a day. And that gets me around 350 signups to my masterclass each week. Okay. And so that's a good pool of people to begin selling to every week for that masterclass. Yeah. And that course. And so we have that running, which is cute. And then, it's all well and good, but it can be really scary if for 1 week I don't make, or 2 weeks I don't make a sale, next minute you're freaking out because there's a lot of skin in the game. So you've got to make sure that you're keeping an eye on that it is performing the way you want it to.
Yeah, good one.
And then there's a Facebook and podcast. So I started the podcast, what it was, like 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago.
Some amount of years ago.
My main goal was just to have something going out while I was on maternity leave because I could schedule it very easily in advance. And I batched like 2 months worth of podcasts to come out while I was on mat leave. Wow. And so that was its initial goal. And to be honest, I found podcasting very challenging in terms of getting listeners. Like after running it for 250 plus episodes, I'm still not thrilled with my downloads. Yeah. However, it depends what your goal is. Like my goal isn't necessarily high downloads. My goal is that you will come and purchase my course from me. Yeah. And so the beautiful thing about podcasts and YouTube is they're bingeable. And so you'd find this on this podcast as well. When someone listens to an episode, if they like it, they're likely going to listen to more and more and more. And then all of a sudden they've got this connection with you and you've never met them. And then they become a really warm person. And sometimes I've had people, this happens on YouTube as well, people binge me in like a day and then purchase my highest club from me. I'm like, okay, cool. I literally had to do nothing other than put content out regularly that you could then go on and binge. Yep. And so working out what your purpose is, like, is it to get high downloads or is it to warm people up to you? And like on my podcast, I'm just sharing so much about design and branding and Canva, and hopefully I'm giving people help so they're feeling like I'm supporting them, but also I'm showing them that there is a gap. I'm showing them that design is important, that they do need to invest in it, and I have a solution for them. So it's kind of twofold there.
Yeah, you're building, you're educating the market in warming them up to feel that they have a need and recognize that they have a need for your services, and you're building trust that you're the right person to solve that.
Exactly. And when you listen to my voice for that long, then you're either going to love me or hate me. So
do you ever how many times do you get on a call with someone that's binged listen to you and they're a little bit
starstruck. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. It doesn't happen a ton, but every now and then someone will join my course and I'm like, oh, hi. And I'm like, hi.
That's great.
Yeah.
What are we talking in terms of, like that's a lot of episodes, hundreds of episodes. What are we talking in terms of the format of your podcast and average number of downloads and audio, video and audio only?
It's a lot of numbers that I'm not going to know the answers to there.
Yeah, rough.
But I haven't actually even checked I got so sick of feeling disheartened about my podcast downloads. I honestly stopped looking.
Stop looking.
But maybe a few hundred per episode.
Yeah.
We get up to, which is nice. And like it start off at 40 for the first week, and then it kind of build up and up and up.
Yeah.
And so that was there. And then you asked me video.
Yeah.
Video is hit and miss. Some of them can get a couple thousand on YouTube, some of them just a few hundred.
Okay.
And so it depends on the episode and how I framed it and how viral it feels. Like a lot of my podcasts, so my YouTube strategy is very different. Not very different, but pretty much I started YouTube because I felt like I'm already recording a podcast. I might as well just record it video-y and put it on stuff.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I've got a very visual job. I might as well record some tutorials. And so tutorials, I really don't believe are the solution for any business owner. Like I can teach you how to make this cool effect in Canva, but that's not going to grow your business, right? And so I try to frame my tutorials as, in my head, they're my way of getting people in the door because they're searchable, they're bingeable, they're exciting and they're fun, and people will come and find me through those tutorials. But then I hope, and those tutorials some can get like 20,000, 100,000 views. But then they'll come through from that, subscribe to me, and then hopefully catch my podcast episodes. And they're less searchable, they're less sexy, they're less interesting, but they're going to show them where the actual holes are and show them this is the actual strategy you need behind a successful brand. And then I can kind of dive into that a lot more there. And those podcasts, I believe, is probably more what converts people to purchase from me than the tutorials. But the tutorials are kind of like my in to get them into my world, and then I can build trust through the podcast episodes. So I try to kind of that's another reason why I try not to focus on high podcast downloads, because it's not a topic you're likely to search a huge amount for. Like you do, but people aren't going out there looking for how to help with brand consistency. It's not, they don't know that that's their problem yet, you know?
Yeah.
You asked me a ton of more questions and I've forgotten the rest of them.
No, that's good. I should ask one question at a time. That's really good. I'm interested. People always, throw around this idealistic view of I should say YouTubers of, if you only had 1 million subscribers, you could get $20,000 per video. And there's
that's probably actually true.
Well, yeah, it's hypothetical numbers, right?
Yeah.
And without having a real understanding of what it takes to build and grow a YouTube channel, and if you don't have 1 million subscribers, what are we talking in terms of revenue from ads?
Yeah.
What do you find comes in through revenue from YouTube?
Yeah. I really loved YouTube at the start. Like, so when I first started, I didn't have big dreams or goals. I thought it would take me years to grow. And so I don't remember the exact numbers at this moment, but in essence, you have to grow to 1,000 subscribers or 400 watch hours or 4,000 watch hours before you can get monetized. That was my initial goal. Like, let's get to that. So then I can at least make some money, because what happened is I hired my video editor for my first video, then realized that was going to be very unsustainable, and realized, Jacqui, you know how to edit videos. I used to be a wedding videographer. I knew what I was doing. So I was like, I'm going to have to go back and edit my videos until I'm making some money from this.
Yes.
And now, like, I'll talk to YouTube monetization, but my biggest form of course purchases is YouTube, hands down. So it's paying me back 1 billion times over.
Yeah, wow.
Anyway, so that was my first goal, and I hit it really quickly, probably in a couple months of going on YouTube.
That's amazing.
Because of that Canva update video. I did a Canva update video, and I think it's in the next month or so. Canva's going to release a new update, which is really annoying because all my past tutorials get old because there's a new features. Anyway, and so I did a new updates video and it went bananas. And so halfway through that video gone bananas, I got monetized. And then my first payday, I remember I was looking at my phone and I saw $50 and I was like, no way. And it was like one day, $50. And I was like, how on earth? Like, my whole life is going to be changed. I'm earning $50 a day from YouTube. And I'm still earning $50 a day from YouTube. I think I'm about like $1,200 a month or so.
Wow.
Just from YouTube, which is enough to pay my editor. So
that's great.
And then anything else is a bonus from course sales, which is really nice just to have that. I know that it's making enough money to pay for itself. Not pay me necessarily, but pay for itself.
Yeah, I mean, that's really cool though.
Yeah.
And it's one of your major sales tools that's making sales. So it's pretty much
it's like free Facebook ads that are paying me. Facebook ads that are paying me money.
Wow.
But a lot more effort because I'm putting in literally 2 videos every single week. And then this week, I'm currently 14 weeks pregnant, and so I'm currently in my tired stage. And apparently 2 weeks ago, I thought that I would start a series on YouTube that was called Canva for Beginners mini course, that instead of doing 1 tutorial every week, I'm now doing 2 tutorials every week, some lunatic that thinks that I've got extra energy in this season of my life. I'm so mad at myself.
Wow. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So you're growing the family, continuing to grow the family and the business. Pretty cool. What would you say, how much energy do you put into growing YouTube, and how much effort do you kind of put towards growing that ad revenue and work on optimizing for views?
My goal is always to grow my course. Like everything's coming back to that. If I'm posting a video that's not growing my course, the only reason is because it's an affiliate with a different business that's going to pay me money.
Yep.
So I'm about to do a sponsored video series with another company, and I'm not promoting my course in that because I'm promoting them, but they're also paying me money. So it comes back.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm really just YouTube is literally I'm not a content creator. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a business owner who's using YouTube as a promotional tool.
Yeah.
And so keeping that in my mind is helpful because my husband is like, you could do this or this or this. I'm like, I know, but that's not my goal. My goal isn't like a bazillion views or millions of dollars a month in ad revenue.
Yeah.
It's to get people to buy my course.
Yep.
And so doing it that way, I think is really helpful. Keeps me having the right goals of and helps me know which content to put out there. And all I'm doing is thinking I've got a club launch coming up in a month or two's time. And so I've worked out what's my launch runway, what freebie I'm doing, what masterclass I'm doing, and what YouTube and podcast content am I putting in conjunction with those that are going to help people want to then download that freebie or come to that masterclass or purchase that program. And so it's all just based on that.
I love the focus that you display there because I know myself and any other business owner, entrepreneur that's listening to this will have had many ideas and they're just shiny object
all the
syndrome,
ideas.
right? Yeah, I created a coffee how-to kind of course for a coffee roaster maybe 7 years ago now, and posted it on YouTube, did all the right things, thumbnail optimization, everything as it should have been, and I created their YouTube channel. I didn't have one, so I went from 0 to 8,000 subscribers.
That's so good.
One course. It was a 14 video course on how to make coffee, and I remember the business owner coming to me and he was like, "Right, we're doing YouTube," and I was like, well, do you want to do that? So I love what I hear you saying is that you haven't necessarily been distracted by the potential opportunity over here when you know your core goal and your core focus is in the course sales and everything else is serving that. Has it ever been a temptation?
Oh, heck yes. I have a little mood boardy, vision board on my phone right now. And one of them is to get a 100,000 subscribers, platinum YouTube thingy plaque, because that would be flipping cool. And so that is still a goal. But I know that goal will help my courses grow.
Yeah,
so as that grows, it will. But it would be really nice. I'm currently about to hit and might be hitting it right now, 42,000. So I've got a long way to go. But I feel like it's just going to culminate.
Yeah.
I just need to find find the next thing, like that viral Canva updates video.
Yeah, bring it on.
I need to find something else. And
Come on, Canva, keep putting out updates.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. And what's really annoying is I have to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning to watch this video.
Yeah.
And then it's a whole process. So I watch the video and then I go through and I write all my notes and this is actually important for a business owner. This is really important for a business owner. That update sucked. And then I get all the important ones and then I test them all out and then I record myself doing them all all within a few hours. And then I send it to my video editor and then he's I'm edit this as fast as you can. And then he sends it back. I'm that's good to go. And then I upload it all usually within a day.
Whoa.
And because I want to be first on the foot. Like people are going to start, when people start seeing on social media Canva release updates, they're going to then start Googling that. So I might as well just ride on the coattails of that. And that's how that went viral that first time.
Wow. I love it. We have gone so many places in this episode, and it's time to land the plane. I want you to give me your bits of wisdom that you've gained over the last however many years in business, and what lessons have you learnt along the way that you would say are central to your success?
Oh man, there could be so many. I'll try to stick to two. One I was going to forget, so I'm going to say it first. A lot of business owners will say this, and it's because it's true, of working on your mindset. Like, if you are scared of success, or like I could be scared of putting out YouTube videos because of all the negative comments that I definitely will get on YouTube.
Yes.
And that's just one example. But I think so many business owners have all these blocks in their mind of putting themselves out there, of putting in effort that could go to waste, or which is one I have. And lots of different levels. And then there's new level, new devil of when you get to a new level, then you've got different problems to deal with. And knowing that those problems will come, and that being an entrepreneur is a big mindset journey, and having someone like a coach or a really good business friend that can help chat you through things so you don't get in your own way, because that's one of the biggest blockers to your success will likely be you. And if you don't nip that in the butt, then you will probably not do as great as you could be. So that's one of them.
It's good.
And the other one is just keeping on doing the thing. Like, you'll have caught that from a lot of what I said today of like, do you know how hard it is to talk for 250 podcast episodes on design and brand? Like, there's only so much one can say. But we keep on going.
Wow.
We keep on posting every 2 weeks to YouTube, even though I'm feeling really tired, or every 2 videos a week to YouTube, even though I'm feeling really tired and just want to lay on the couch all day because I'm pregnant. Or like a course that I launched 6 years ago that still might not be as performing as how I dreamt it in the first week. I still keep on going and reiterating, because it's not the course that's the problem, it's my marketing that's the problem. And so working through and just keeping on doing the thing, like showing up all of the time and posting to social media even if I don't feel like it, and creating the content and sending out the newsletters every 2 weeks, and like just doing the monotonous things, getting a system under your belt so that doesn't become so hard, and doing that consistently, because when it becomes consistent, it's not like I do that this week. Didn't have a choice. You said you were going to do it. You told your audience you were going to do it. You're just going to keep on doing it.
Wow.
Or so I think that's just keeping on doing the thing. And if it doesn't work, that doesn't mean the thing is wrong. It just means you might be doing it wrong. And sometimes it does mean, like, if the podcast isn't bringing any clients, you might need to ditch the podcast and try a different avenue. And then looking at the data around that, like when people join my course, I say, how did you find me? And if I have enough people saying podcast, and the podcast is obviously still something that I want to pursue.
Yeah.
And so being strategic with that, not just holding on to something and beating a dead horse, but doing it and then committing to doing it continuously until you get to see the success, because success honestly won't come straight away all of the time. Sometimes it does. Run with that if it does. YouTube was a great example of that for me.
Yeah.
But being committed to the long term, I think, is really helpful.
And much harder than you would think.
Yeah.
Like my business coach says, that business success comes from doing the monotonous, boring things all the time and consistently doing them. And
Yeah. And that reminded me too of another thing.
Yeah, go.
Of doing things quickly. If I have an idea, and it's not shiny object, but for example, if I want to launch a freebie that I know is going to do a good job, I don't just sit on that for 6 months. I literally put it together and I launch it. Nice. I think a lot of business owners, they sit on things for too long and they ruminate for too long. And it's, you know what, the best way it's going to get better is for you to put it out there and then fix it. Not for you to sit on it for 6 months and then try to put it out there and then realize it didn't work, but then you've been sitting on it for 6 months and you just give up. Like, just put it out there, see what happens, test the waters, fix it if it needs to, or run with it if it's doing great. Like, just action things.
I feel so seen and challenged. You're speaking to me.
I can give you a pep talk anytime you want, because I so believe that's a big part of my success. If I've got an idea and I do it. Like when I met with my course, my coach about that course, some people will sit on it for months. I launched it within 3 months.
Wow.
Like I just did the thing, and then I reiterate as I go.
Love that. Wow. Thank you, Jacqui, for dropping some absolute bangers of wisdom bombs on us at the end there. They were really good. And thanks for sharing your story and how you've gotten to where you are. I've had a lot of fun having a full episode with you. So I want to round this out with how can people engage with you? How can they find you?
Well, thank you for having me. You've done a great job, and I love that you're showcasing so many regional businesses. So thank you for the work that you do in this podcast. You can find me on Instagram. I'm there most days. My handle is white deer, GD, so the color white, the animal deer, and the letters GD, which stand for graphic design, not good as a lot of people think, which is fine. Good's a good word. And then that's where you can find, there'll be links there for everything that I do. If you want to work with my studio, or you want to look at my course or the club or follow my YouTube. If you want to do YouTube, then just search Jacqui Naunton or Canva, and I'll probably come up in the first few results at some point.
Hey, that's fun.
It is. It's nice when you see yourself pop up. I'm like, oh, good. I did good SEO for that video.
You Canvassiter, you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, if you want to get in touch with Jacqui, and I would really hope that there's some listeners out there that I self-identify that they need your help, because I know that we're big Canva users at Hebron Films and The Lucky Golfer, another business I've got. And so you never know. I might get one of my team members in on your course as well. So thanks again, Jacqui.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
I just want to take a quick moment as we finish this episode to say thank you for listening. Thank you. If you are someone who listens to Remarkable Regional Business or watches regularly, I want to say a special shout out and thank you to you. If you haven't followed the podcast on YouTube or on any of the audio platforms, please do. We have lots of great episodes uncovering business stories from a range of different industries and a growing back catalogue of amazing episodes and guests. Now, if you have someone in mind that you think would be a really good guest on this podcast, or that's you, then I want to hear from you. Just head to hebronfilms.com/podcast and drop us a message there. Suggest a guest. Please, we love hearing from our audience and finding new, rocking, remarkable regional businesses.